Hey y'all, it's Vlogmas Day 9 here at Rope Trotting, and today we're going to take you through one of the most epic events of the entire Christmas calendar, the Workplace Julefrokost.
That's right, and my name is Derek, and I once had hot cocoa with Cyndi Lauper.
That's not true.
You don't know what I did before I met you?
I'm Mike, and I call Derek out on his lies.
Well, let's get into it.
Yeah, so you've come to Denmark, you're at your first job, and you've been invited to the company Christmas party, the Julefrokost. It sounds so innocent, right? It's just a Christmas lunch. How crazy can it be?
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Well, my friends, it is crazy.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the Christmas Julefrokost that we've experienced and things that we've heard about from other people. But of course, you don't talk about what happens at Julefrokost. However, if you have some things that you want to share, please let us know in the comments what they're like. Of course, we haven't been to every Julefrokost, and everybody's company Christmas party is a little bit different, but they're definitely different in Denmark than what we're used to in the US, so let's talk.
Yeah, well, one of the first things is that the Julefrokost is going to be one of the most important events on the company calendar. I mean, employees expect for the Julefrokost to be an epic event. It's something that everybody looks forward to during the year. And it's going to be something that is special. It's employees only. You don't bring your spouse or partner or boyfriend or girlfriend to it. And also, even though dress codes in Denmark typically are business casual or quite casual, in fact, maybe not that casual. At a Julefrokost, you're going to dress to impress. Think wedding attire, suits, dresses. You're going to take up the whole 9 yards to impress all of your coworkers for the night.
Yeah, I remember when you had your first Julefrokost here, I was a bit surprised that it was just the employees and not spouses and things. That's just different than we do it in the US. But then I learned more about Julefrokost, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and another key thing with this is something that is planned months and months in advance. I mean, every single company and association and friend group is going to be planning a Julefrokost, so the good spots get booked up pretty early on. So everyone books like a year in advance or as soon as they can for a different venue space. And also you're going to have usually planning committees that spend the entire year making sure that the Julefrokost is perfect every time.
That's right. And that said, be prepared for a long evening. It may even go into the morning. Julefrokost is usually going to start with dinner, but there may be a cocktail hour with beer and wine and cocktails. And just expect anything. You could have dancing, singing, toasts, games, all kinds of events that are much more than just a simple Christmas lunch. So if that's what you're expecting, expect more.
Yeah, be careful. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You're going to be there for hours, so be careful. You don't want to burn yourself out during the cocktail hour.
Yeah, I remember, again, your first year that you went to your Julefrokost, I said, oh yeah, I'm going to go out and, have some drinks and, maybe meet up with you later. Let us know where you are. Yeah, I think it was 5 a.m. that I heard from you, and that's pretty normal.
We were just starting the after party. That's how it goes. So we mentioned that the Julefrokost is a marathon because there's going to be alcohol with beer and wine and spirits and the like. But there's one spirit that stands out that makes the Julefrokost truly unique, and that is snaps. Oh, yeah. Snaps.
Yeah, so snaps you're going to have to get used to if you're living in Denmark. It's basically a version of aquavit. It tastes a lot like anise or licorice, like you'll find many things in Denmark. Just imagine that it's a liquor that kind of coats your tongue and coats your mouth and tastes like licorice. But also you can have it served cold, which kind of helps with that, especially if you're new to Denmark and you didn't grow up drinking it. Then for you, it's going to be an acquired taste that you haven't yet acquired. So it's good if you drink it cold, ice cold, the colder the better. And you can sip on it maybe if it's a fancy dinner, but by the end of the night, you're probably just going to be plowing them back like a regular shot.
Yeah, especially you're going to be hearing suddenly someone stand up and start singing haps, haps, haps. Nu skal vi have snaps. When they start singing that, you know that you need to make sure that you have snaps in your glass and you're going to take it as a shot. And it doesn't happen once during the night. That's going to happen multiple times. So when you hear haps, haps, snaps, wait for the skull and then take your snaps with you, and it's going to be a whole night.
But remember, it's just once a year.
Just once a year. Ooh.
So with the mixture of alcohol and people that are used to only having professional relationships with one another, you can imagine that by the end of the night, things start to get a little sloppy.
Yeah, I'd say there are 2 key rules if you're going to your first Julefrokost. Number 1, no photos. Leave that camera in your pocket. Don't worry about taking pictures. This is not a night that you want to memorialize. And number 2, what happens at Julefrokost stays at Julefrokost. Never speak of it again.
Exactly. And as we said, people can tend to get a little bit loose, but of course, people do respect your boundaries. They just tend to be a little bit blurred on a night like Julefrokost. Now, we haven't seen anything too extreme, but of course, we've heard stories from other people. And in fact, if you want to violate the sacred rule of Julefrokost and share, maybe hypothetically, change the names to protect those who are named, feel free to let us know in the comments the strangest thing that you've experienced in a Julefrokost.
But it's not all just about the food and drinks and maybe awkward encounters. There's going to be games too. And one of the most common ones is going to be one of our favorite Danish traditions, which is pakkelej. If you're not sure what pakkelej is, it is probably the Danish Christmas tradition. It's a gift-stealing game that involves dice, of course, because every game in Denmark seems to involve dice. It's a lot of fun. You have to get up, you have to run around. It's something you can play with family, with friends, and we played it at a whole company. Even our Danish language class, we played pakkelej with each other as well.
You may even play games that are tied to the company, so maybe there will be some kind of trivia about the people that work in your office, or some kind of game that's kind of crafted by those who are throwing the Julefrokost. So definitely expect that things won't just be alcohol. If you don't drink, you can still have a lot of fun and play the games, enjoy a nice meal, and mingle with your colleagues in a way that you don't normally get to in the office or wherever you work. But if you are so inclined, and there's some people at this table who might be, the party can go on much longer than that. And you could very easily find yourself going to an after party or to a bar. If it's something that's held in a restaurant, then maybe you'll go to a bar afterward, or even some kind of bodega to just keep the party going.
Yeah, that's been our experience so far, is that when the official event is done, people roll out and find a nice, fun bodega to go into to keep the drinks rolling and the party going till the wee hours of the morning. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And one of the fun things about this is when you get to the office on Monday morning, you're going to hear the classic phrase in Danish, "Tak for sidst," thanks for the last. But this time it's going to have a little extra special meaning because it's going to be a little code between everybody. It was a good time, wasn't it? Let's not talk about what happened, but tak for sidst.
Exactly. You don't want to be the guy or gal that goes into the office on Monday and says, "Wow, you were so drunk." No. Be professional. Again, things are very structured, and there's a time and a place for everything, especially in Danish culture. But the time for Julefrokost is the time to let loose. And when you're back in work on Monday morning, we're not going to sit around and talk about how drunk somebody was or what somebody said. Just kind of keep it up here and keep that closed. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying Vlogmas as much as we are. Make sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so that when we upload every day between now and Christmas, you can be the first one to watch our video and let us know what you think of it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hi.